In life, we make choices. We choose our partners, our professions, where we live and who we live with. Our ability to choose is what gives us freedom. It is a vital part of our humanity. We also make choices about our healthcare. We decide about health insurance, the GP we attend, and how often we visit. In the event of becoming unwell, we make decisions about the kind of treatment that we would like to receive to aid recovery. Our ability to make these decisions is hugely important. It gives us autonomy and control over what happens to our bodies. Over the last 50 years, medicine has advanced at an amazing rate. What would once have been considered miraculous is now considered routine. We have developed an ability to resist and postpone death in many new and complicated ways. However, the choices made around healthcare are often deeply connected to circumstance. Consider a person of middle age. The diagnosis of a life-threatening illness would likely be a distressing piece of news. It would be expected that a person in this situation, enjoying an otherwise good quality of life, would choose to be treated vigorously in the case of the diagnosis, regardless of any discomfort that the treatment might bring. But for an elderly person, perhaps living with a disability, the choice may not be so straightforward. Resisting death may, in some cases, not be what a person would choose. The choice, when put to people, may often be to accept palliative care instead of aggressive treatment. The focus would turn to keeping this individual comfortable and pain-free. But what happens when injury or disease leads us to losing our ability to communicate fully with those around us? In this eventuality, our ability to communicate our desires, though we are still alive, may be lost. And if we can't communicate our desires, then we become unable to choose. It is for this eventuality that an advanced care directive is designed. An advance directive is a written statement that expresses a person's wishes in advance. The most common form of advance directive is a will. It contains instructions as to how an individual wishes his or her possessions to be distributed after death. An advance care directive deals specifically with healthcare. It provides individuals with the ability to make decisions now, while competent and able, about their healthcare for a time in the future when he or she may no longer be able to communicate his or her desires. As long as a person remains competent and able to communicate healthcare choices, these decisions will be made by the person himself or herself. An advance care directive is only used if the person is incompetent and unable to make his or her wishes known. There are two main types of advance care directive. An instructional directive allows you to state your own wishes in advance. It states which treatments are wanted or not wanted. These statements can be general or specific. The more specific the instructions, the easier they will be for families and doctors to follow. In a proxy directive, a person is nominated to be given the authority to decide on the kind of treatment the person should receive in terms of healthcare and personal care. Completing an advance care directive can have lasting and positive effects on your own life, the lives of your family, and the lives of the healthcare professionals that care for you. By completing an advance care directive, you ensure that the power you have to make decisions over your own healthcare will extend beyond your own ability to communicate your wishes. But it's not only you that will benefit. Without an advance care directive, children or close family members of patients often end up having to make difficult decisions regarding end-of-life care. This is invariably a large burden of responsibility to place on the individuals involved and can often lead to issues of guilt, family conflict, and indecision. A completed advance care directive removes the need for these issues. The patient in question has taken responsibility over his or her own choices. This removes doubt and responsibility from those close to them. Without an advance care directive to guide, healthcare professionals are often placed in the difficult situation of having to administer care to individuals who may not desire to have their lives prolonged indefinitely, or who may suffer from a decreasing quality of life and possibly painful and drawn-out death as a result. An Advance Care Directive removes responsibility for these decisions from healthcare professionals. An Advance Care Directive preserves one of the most basic and important parts of our humanity: the ability to decide.